Hello, here we are again. We're doing another signature. It will be the second signature for page 1. So I've got it laid out, and we're going to use this as our base page. It has the gray, I want to call this a damask, but I don't know that that's really what that is. But anyways, it's the gray on the back. This came out of the double-sided pack. And it is going to measure 8 3/4 in the height by 8.5 inches in the width. So once you have that cut and ready to go, we will move forward. We're going to make a pocket. Oh my gosh, you can see I've been doing lots of inking. This pocket is going to sit on the right side, and this came out of the scraps, and then we're going to also use one of the ephemera. So let me set that aside. Oh, I didn't put tape on this. And I'll give you the measurements here in just a second. But I want to get this taped on here. Okay, once again, not counting the die piece here. This is going to measure at 2 1/4 inches across by the 8 3/4 in your height. And we're going to, like I said, we're going to put it here on the right-hand side. So we will go ahead and start plucking off some of this tape. And then I am going to carefully line this up. That went down. Totally crooked. Okay, there we go. Got a bit of a bow in it, but I'm not going to waste the undo just to take the bow out. That will disappear once I get it down in the book. All right. And then, again, like I said, I use this beautiful burgundy colored piece as my trim piece, and I will glue that in. Then we're going to put on this ephemera. It is the mushroom collection of mushrooms. I think it's so pretty. Let's see if I can get in here. I can't tell if I'm tearing the paper away or if this is, I think I'm tearing the paper away. So let me go to another side here. There, I think I got it. Ta-da. Oh, this is just coming off in pieces. There we go. Now if I can get it off my fingers. This is really a strong adhesive back on this. So I'm just going to center it here in the middle roughly. And then we just stick it down. All right, that is done. Now we're going to have, I'm not going to mess up this time. We're going to have some internal panels. And I'm using this cutout card for the outside, and I've got this one on the inside, and I'm using one of the cutout tags that says dedication. I backed it onto some cardstock and trim a little bit more of that off the top. And I'm going to create a tuck with this. I'm probably off camera, I apologize. So this will become a tuck here on this inside panel. And then the two I'm using on this side, on the right side, is the one that's got the pipes with the clock. And then we've got this beautiful piece right here that's in configuration with some of the other pieces that we're going to use. So we are going to put these on first. And I've already placed my little tiny magnets. I'll get one on and then I'll match up the other one. So I'm just going to center it as best I can. I'm not going to spend time measuring. It can just, I do want it somewhat. So I'm looking at my top and my bottom and I'm moving it around. I think I'm pretty good right there. Okay. Now because I've already set my magnets in place, it will help me put this set on. I might want to move those just a little bit because I'm not getting I might want to move one. I think I'm gonna, this one's got the, what am I looking for? Oh, there it is. I'm just gonna gently lift this one. And I'm gonna put it, I'm gonna connect it back. I'm gonna lay this flat, and then I'm going to lay this one flat, and then recommit. Give it a slide, and it'll come right off. Okay, that works. I'm going to put this in here first. Oh, I forgot to give you something. I am so bad. I am so bad. I am so bad. Okay, so we know we've got a 1/2 inch score mark. So the total length of this, not including the decoration, is 6 1/4 inches, and you've got a 1/2 inch score down here, and then this is 5 3/4 top to bottom. So 6 1/4, 5 3/4, and then you have your die or your punch or nothing at all. And when you cut that, see this orange right here? This is the way this is going to need to lay so that you've got the orange border on the top and the bottom. Dead blast it. Oh man, that could have been disastrous. You know what I forgot to do? Oh no, it's not on this side, it's on the other side. I've rattled myself, goodness sakes. Okay, now we're gonna sit this over, and these are large enough pieces that I don't want to totally ruin this. If I have to move those magnets again, I would like to be able to get in there, so I'm going to use some tape to secure this down. And these are good for photos, obviously, but they're also good for journaling, because it gives you lots of space here for journaling. I can never quite tell which way this goes. I think they've reversed this image when they made it, because the wording is correct if I look at this, but the clock isn't. It's like it's upside down. Anyway, I'm going to take this off. And then I'm going to set this in here. I have a little extra tape here on this end, and I'm just going to fold it back. All right, so that one is done. Now we're going to go ahead and do this one. And you know, this is just plain enough. I could put another card here, but I will hold off on that for the moment. Now I want to make sure I'm going to set this in here correctly. All right, now let's put this together. Just like so. Right, now let's get the tag put in. It's just a simple little tuck, and I'm going to come in just a little bit. You can tuck some things, or you can journal. You can still put a small 2x2 photo there, and then we're going to put this piece on. And it will go this way. All right. Much better. All right, so this is finished, this piece here. Let's go ahead and let's measure out our right side panel. It's going to measure at 5¼ inches across up to here by 8 3/4, and then you're going to have a 1/2 inch and a 5/8 of an inch score line. Now we've got quite a bit of bulk that's built up here. This is what that hinge is for, so we're going to wrap that around there so that it encompasses everything that we've got underneath there. So I absolutely want to make sure that the bulk of this is riding in that hinge, which means the paper edge is right here on that 5/8 score mark. And then it will just fold right over. Very nice, very nice. Okay, let's move on to the other panel that we're going to be working with. It's a lot larger. It is going to measure 8 1/4 inches across by 8 3/4 in height. You're going to do a 1/2 inch score and a 5/8 of an inch score. And then this is going to once again wrap around this bulk right here. So I want to make sure that that bulk is in the hinge and that the paper lines up with the 5/8 score line. It just sits in there just very nicely. See? All right, now magnets. I've already placed my magnet. This is going to go left over right. So you'll start setting your magnet to the left, roughly in the middle. And then make sure that your top and your bottom line up and that your hinges are nice and flat, and then you can commit your tape. Okay, those will be nice and secure now. All right, so the piece I used for, oops, hold on. Open it up. The piece I used here in the center on the inside is this beautiful, it came out of the maxi pad, single-sided, and it is this piece here. So you want to cut to fit, and if you trim this just about right, you should be good to go on your paper. Do cut the smaller side first, because if you do come up short, which I am, we're going to be putting in a pocket over here to hide that shortfall, so it won't matter. And then we're going to use this ephemera piece to place here. I'm using this strip over here. The lighter side was just too light, and I know I'm repeating this pattern, but I'm okay with that. So we're going to use that, and then she's going to sit right there. And then over here on this side, there is a card that has the aces, and it says challenge. Because this has some cards and aces, this is the piece I'm going to use for the tuck on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and get this put down, run some glue on this side, and again in the little cutout cards, if you want to use the same one I'm using, it is the one that says challenge, and it is a set of aces. And so we'll just get this settled right in here. And all I did was tape across the bottom, and I Can I lift that? It's committed. It's a little off center, but that's okay. All right, so that panel's done. So let's come over here. I'm going to go ahead and put this together. And let's see if I can pick this off of here. Oh, thank goodness. And then we're going to center her. And see, I'm going to put a little bit of black cardstock on that, on this particular piece here, because this is such a sticky on the back of these. I don't want it to interfere with I think that's too big. Yeah, it is. I don't want it to interfere with tucking anything. Oh, I just lost it. I'll cut again. Let me see if I can't finish a sentence here. I don't want these to interfere with anything that gets tucked in here and that it inadvertently sticks to it. So I'm just putting a little bit of black cardstock behind there. You can see it a little bit up here. I can trim that down. There, perfect. So this is together. And now this is going to be taped. I probably would end up taping it anyway because it is such a large piece. The glue would be almost set up from my starting point. But I'm primarily doing this because of the magnet that's on here. I had a little tiny piece go on a walkabout, and I'm just looking to see if I can spot it, but I can't, so there it is. Whew. I'm taking one of the floral, and I'm putting it right here at her feet. And if I can get this separated easy enough, I will use the sticky back. If not, I'm just going to give up and glue it. Okay, I'm giving up. It's just separating away is what it's doing. Right here at her foot. There we go. All right. Let's peel that one off. And we're going to peel this one off. And I'm going to make sure that I've covered over here on my left hand the way I want it to be, and any shortfall will be here, which is about 1/4 of an inch short. But again, it will be hidden with this pocket. It's easier if you cut the smaller pieces first, like I did on the right panel, and then what's left over on these big panels can be, if there is a shortfall, it can be worked with very easily by inserting a pocket. There's not as much room. If I had cut this first and not that piece, this piece would have been short, but there'd been less. I could have made a pocket, but it would have been less room to work with. So I'm lining it up, and then I'm going to follow that score mark all the way up. Okay, so there's our pocket. So that's the inside. Now, this piece, you're going to hate me, I know you are, but you don't have to do this. So I took my craft knife and I cut him out, and I mounted him on that really thin board I have, and let me show you what it is. It is called Chip Decor. I got this pack at Hobby Lobby, but I don't think they have it there anymore. Maybe try Googling it and see if you can come up with Chip Decor, but that's what I'm using, and it's just a little bit lighter weight than a cereal box. But then I cut a larger circle out of heavier, thicker chipboard, and I'm going to set him right back in here so that I've got a little bit of elevation. And then I cut this out, put it on black cardstock, and put some pop-ups, foam pop-ups, so that there's a lift, a nice look to this on this particular page. So then we're going to open it up, and then over here, we're going to have this. Did I put that tape? I put that. No, I didn't. I put it on the right side. So this piece of paper that has this on it has this statement, this saying, here at the top above him, but then on the bottom there is this piece, and you'll have to cut it out. Let me see if I can find it. So it came off of the bottom of this. This connects like so. And then this was here beneath him. So this is what the 12 by 12 layout looked like. So when I cut this here across the bottom, I then fussy cut this out, and I'm using it over here as a tuck. So you can come up and tuck some things. I didn't want to put anything permanent, don't want to interfere with the magnet. Now we're going to go ahead and tape this in. So this is going to come in here and sit just like this. So let's take this off. And then I'm going to line this up. Now I backed this on burgundy cardstock so that it would give it hopefully just a little bit more color balance. And I ran the tape across the top of it. And I'm going to place it right under this beautiful orange decorative piece. Make sure that it's on there straight. All right, so then just grabbing any old thing I've got here, there's a nice tuck. Close this. So let's get back to this guy. So when I cut this, there's about 3/8 of an inch down here where I trimmed beneath this piece. And then, like I said, I just very carefully took my craft knife and trimmed in and around it and then mounted it on that decor paper and then heavier weight chipboard in the middle. So I'm going to glue around these cutouts first. Whoops, my hand went astray there, goodness sakes. I don't know about you, but I don't do circles very well. It's like my brain doesn't cooperate. All right. Let's take these off. Turn it right side up. And then we're just going to drop it right back into place. And then with this, making sure that he's right side up, I'm just going to glue this piece here. And then we're just going to drop him right back into place. Now, if you don't want to do this, don't. But there you have it. Then we've got our tuck here. We open up, we've got a pocket here, we've got a tuck here. We've got journaling or photo spots here. We have a tuck here, and then we've got a nice big pocket tuck here. Okay, let's turn it over. Let's get out the big tape. And then I'll grab my 3/8. So let's put this in our album. And it's going to lay in like so. Okay. I am going to take this strip off first. And then I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to come right here to the end, make Make sure I'm nice and level, and then I'll press that to commit it. And then I want to get in here and burnish these real quick. Let's peel these off. And then I'm just going to push back gently, make sure that that hinge stays flat and straight. And now we'll get in here and we will burnish this. Firm burnish. Get that tape committed and get the air pockets out. All right, there it is. It's done. Hey, thanks for hanging in there. We'll be back on the next one, next video in the series to do, this would be signature number 3 on page 2. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.